Donald Trump is digging in on the nearly $2 billion slush fund he wants to use to compensate January 6 rioters and other allies who were investigated or charged and convicted for crimes under the Biden administration or even during his first term. Trump took to Truth Social on Friday to defend what he's calling the Anti-Weaponization Fund by claiming he's only being altruistic by passing up what he described as an absolute fortune from the $10 billion lawsuit he had filed against the IRS, and using that to, quote, help others who were so badly abused by an evil, corrupt, and weaponized Biden administration receive, at long last, justice, end quote. But Trump's plan to hand out nearly $2 billion to anyone who fell afoul of the law on his behalf isn't going over well with his Republican allies in Congress. Todd Blanche, his former personal attorney turned acting attorney general, went to Capitol Hill on Thursday to sell GOP senators on the plan as they prepared to vote on an immigration enforcement funding bill. It did not go well. Nearly half of the 53-member Senate Republican conference spoke up when Blanche attended their weekly lunch to slam the entire thing behind closed doors, with some senators even going public to break with the president. Senate Majority Leader John Thune told reporters he's not a fan of the idea, while his predecessor, Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, called it both utterly stupid and morally wrong in a statement upbraiding Blanche for asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops. North Carolina's Tom Tillis, another Republican, called the whole thing stupid on stilts and said Americans would reject it out of hand. This entire mess has really soured the relationship between the White House and the Senate just as senators were set to take up a bill to fund Trump's immigration and border enforcement priorities. And they've also rejected, it seems, the $1 billion he has demanded for his controversial White House ballroom project. That's because the Senate parliamentarian, a veteran staffer named Elizabeth McDonough, had nixed an earlier attempt to insert ballroom funding into the border bill because doing so would violate the fast-track rules that lets the Senate bypass the filibuster to pass that border bill. It's called reconciliation, and it's how they passed the One Big Beautiful Bill last year. Trump's reaction? He called for Thune to fire her, but Thune's not playing ball this time. Ultimately, senators were so disgusted by the entire thing that Thune called off plans to vote on the border bill and sent them all home until next week. It's a low point in relations between Trump and his own party,